Hello bookworms! Today I'm here to do my May book haul. These are all of the books that I acquired before the BookCon, and I tried not to get that many this month because I knew that I was going to be getting a lot later in the month, but I've still got quite a few to show you. I also have some really beautiful Harry Potter books that are going to be coming toward the end of the haul. But first, I'm really excited to talk about London Belongs to Me by Jacqueline Middleton. This video is sponsored in part by Kirkwall Books, and thank you so much to them for sending this to me because it sounds amazing. It follows a girl who lives in Florida, and then she is like a huge fangirl of like the things that I love, like Doctor Who and Sherlock and like all of the wonderful British things. And she really thinks that like London is where she belongs. She moves there to follow her dreams and to become a writer for theater in London, but things are a lot more challenging than she expects them to be, but she does meet a boy while she's there. And then she has a rivalry with someone else who is like very wealthy and very like hell-bent on making her life difficult. And it leaves her questioning whether London really is where she totally belongs. But it just sounds really good. I actually heard about it from a couple of other booktube channels, and I've been interested in it since then because London. So I definitely am planning on reading this one soon. And I also really love this cover. It has really, really beautiful colors in it. I love like this red umbrella, how it really like pops against this beautiful blue sky. And then also obviously like the British skyline with Big Ben there in the background. It's just beautiful. And I know that Jacqueline is actually writing a sequel to this book. I'm not sure when that one comes out, but you'll want to read this one before that one so that you can be up to date. And then also, there's going to be a giveaway for this book, so I'll leave a link down below to my blog post where you can find out all of the details about that and enter to win the book. And yeah, good luck! Next, I'm going to start with the three most obvious books that I picked up in May. The first one being ACOWAR by Sarah J. Maas. I loved this book so much. It's the conclusion to the first story arc in the world of A Court of Thorns and Roses. It wraps up Feyre and Rhysand's story very beautifully. And I loved this book so much. Cassie and I did a book club for this one, so if you want to hear like really spoilery things about the book and also all of my feelings, you could check out that video. I'll leave it linked down below, but that was a really fun book club because it was just so great to just talk about this book for like an hour. Then I have Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han, which is the third and final book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I've always loved this series. It's super cute. It's a fluffy contemporary, and I already read this one. But the third book was definitely my favorite in the series, which I wasn't expecting, and I really loved it. So if you're like not sure if you want to pick it up or not, I would say definitely do it because it was way better than the first two. You really got like a deeper look into the characters, and it was so great. And the third obvious book that was going to be in my haul is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Dark Artifices series. I sprung for the exclusive Waterstones edition. I'm gonna have to take that sticker off before it drives me crazy. It's the second book in the series. I'm probably gonna read this like very, very soon. I didn't want to start it before BookCon because I was still like trying to get over everything that happened in ACOWAR. And I just know like it's such a big book that I didn't want to not be able to finish it and then be like left wondering what was gonna happen. So I think as soon as I finish reading Warcross, I might end up getting to this one if I don't read one of my other arcs, but we'll see. Then I got The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord, and this book is like a summer camp book, but it deals with a girl who is religious and she works at a summer camp, and her mom had cancer and then she went into remission and then the cancer came back. So it's about dealing with that grief, like kind of losing faith in her religion because of what's going on with her mom. But it doesn't take a stance either way on whether she like is for religion or against religion. Like it's just part of this character's life, which I think is really interesting. And then I love the fact that it's going to be a summer camp book. So I'm definitely planning on reading this one soon. I went to the signing for it at Books of Wonder for like the launch party, and I did a vlog about that, which I'll leave linked down below. And I have Emery's signature, so I'm pretty excited about this. Then I have The Love Interest by Cale Dietrich. This is a book with a very like unconventional love triangle. So it follows these spies who are trained to make like their target like fall in love with them. So these two guys are both trained to make this one girl fall in love with them, and whichever one doesn't succeed, like, is no longer going to be a spy, like, he's not going to get the job and stuff. But funny thing, trying to get this to happen, the two guys actually fall in love. And from what I understand, it just is like, it's really funny, and it makes fun of a lot of like the tropes that we see in YA. So it sounds like very self-aware, and like it'll be really entertaining. The next book that I have to show you is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I am so excited to read this one. So it follows a girl who is kind of like an anonymous, like, you know, kind of in the shadows kind of girl, but online. Her name is Lady Constellation, and she writes this really, really popular webcomic called Monstrous Sea. And then the #1 fan fiction writer of her comic series transfers to her school, and she ends up like becoming close with him and forming a relationship with him, but her identity is anonymous, so obviously that's going to come into play. I'm sure that that's going to be revealed and like come to a head at some point, but it sounds like it's going to be really cute. And then one thing that I love, oh, this is actually the Owl Crate exclusive cover, because they actually have exclusive covers for the rest of the year, which is awesome. And that is when I immediately signed up. But interspersed, like throughout the whole book, there are sketches of the like characters and stuff that are in her webcomic, and just like different diagrams. There's like the ending one. I hope that doesn't spoil anything. I'll close it in case it says anything that we shouldn't read yet. But I also really like the spine. It's very pretty. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one, because I've been really loving books about fandom lately. I feel like they've been done really well. They're not cheesy. Like the authors that have been writing them have really like nailed what these people would be like in real life. So I am anxious to get started on this one. Then I have The Flame in the Mist by Renee Ahdieh. This is Renee's newest series. It's an Asian-inspired fantasy series. A lot of people have been saying that it is like a Mulan retelling, but it's not. From what I understand, this is actually inspired by like Japanese history, whereas Mulan is a Chinese story. So that's not an accurate like description of what it is, but it does follow a female who dresses up as a male in order to be a warrior. So I think that's where people were pulling the like Mulan comparison from. It sounds like it's gonna be really interesting. I loved Renee's other books, so definitely excited about this one. Then I have the beautiful new paperback edition of Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, because if Kevin Wada does artwork, I will buy it. This is just so beautifully done, and I really loved the original cover, but this is just so much better. Like, it's on a whole nother like plane of amazingness. So I obviously needed this. I wish that this one was hardcover, to be honest. The spine is really pretty. There's a little dragon there. Inside is really pretty. It says, "You were the sun and I was crashing into you." And then this actually opens, so you still get the map from the first book. You're not missing out on the map if you didn't get the hardcover, which is pretty nice. And I think everyone knows what this book is about, because fangirl. Yeah. So good. Then Random House was nice enough to send me an advanced copy of Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I have really been anticipating this book. I loved We Were Liars, so when I found out that E. Lockhart was coming out with a new book, I was so excited. I've been talking about it in like several videos already, but it follows a girl who moves around a lot, and her identity changes every time that she moves around. So she is like genuinely a fraud because she is always someone different, and it's a thriller novel, and I would imagine there's something that she's running from, and if I know anything with E. Lockhart stories, there's going to be some crazy twist at the end, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And then also in that same package, I got We Were Liars, the deluxe edition, which I was really excited about because I do love the original cover. It's right here. I'll pull it out for comparison. So this is the original cover, and then this is the deluxe one. This one is shiny, which is nice. This one is not shiny. And then it also is very like purpley, and I like that even the letters have like a holographic effect to them. And then this one also has exclusive content that hasn't ever been released between the main character and the boy that she's interested in in this book. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And I'm really glad that I have this one for my collection now. Then I got another arc from Random House, and that is Summer Unscripted by Jen Klein. And I cannot even tell you how excited I am to read this book, because if you've been watching my channel for a little bit, you'll know how much I loved Shuffle Repeat. That was an adorable contemporary story that I feel like is just so underrated, and I just really want more people to read it. So I've been talking about it constantly, and now Jen Klein is actually coming out with a new book this year. So I requested it because I was like, I need it. Like, she knows contemporary, so I'm sold. This book definitely has a love triangle because it follows a girl who, unlike the rest of her friends, she doesn't have like one thing that she's really passionate about. She kind of is like drifting along, and she really wants to like find that thing. And then she meets this boy who gives this speech that makes her feel like, oh my God, these are all the things that I've been feeling. So she decides that her passion is this boy Tuck. And then she convinces her best friend to let her work at the same place where Tuck works so that she can get closer to him and like make him her boyfriend over the summer. But she ends up meeting another boy too named Milo, and he's like the dark kind of broody boy with a mysterious past. And things are just not as simple for her because it seems like maybe she's starting to have feelings for him instead of Tuck. So I'm very curious to read this one because, like I said, Shuffle Repeat was one of my favorite contemporary books of last year. Then I have The Duke of Bannerman Prep by Katie A. Nelson. And I'm really excited about this one because it's a Great Gatsby retelling. Gatsby is one of my favorite classic books ever. I really liked the other retelling that I read, Great. That was a lesbian retelling of Great Gatsby. But this one is a more contemporary retelling of Great Gatsby, but instead of taking place on Long Island, which is partially why I love the story so much, it actually takes place in San Francisco in like the Bay Area, I believe. So I'm definitely interested to see this one. I'm always looking for Gatsby adaptations, and there's really like not a ton of them, which is kind of surprising because it was such a like influential book. Definitely looking forward to reading this one. Then I picked up a couple of books on Book Outlet because they were having like a pretty good sale. So I ended up getting The Midnight Star by Marie Lu, which is the third and final book in the Young Elites trilogy. I have not read either of the first two books yet, but I'm really loving Warcross, so I feel like I will delve into this series in the future, and I'm glad that I got it for a discounted price, which is nice. Then I also picked up Truly Madly Famously by Rebecca Searle, and this is the second and final book in the Famous in Love duology. I read the first one in like a day because it was such a quick read. I wasn't super attached to any of the characters. Like, it definitely wasn't one of my favorite books ever, but I figured I would pick this up because it was on sale. I'll see how it ends, like spend a day reading this one too, and then close the book on this series. And then I also picked up The Anatomical Shape of a Heart by Jen Bennett, and I got this one because I really loved Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. I think this was her debut YA novel, so judging by how much I liked the second one, I really wanted to pick up the first one and to read that one. And then one of the things that also drew me to this is that the main character is a medical illustrator, and one of my good friends is a medical illustrator, and it's like a job that you really don't hear about ever because it's really cool. Like, they draw all the illustrations for textbooks pretty much, and it's all like anatomy stuff. So it sounds like it's gonna be really interesting, and if it's even half as good as Alex Approximately, I will be very happy. Then I have After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this book I actually won in a giveaway from my friend Christina's blog. Her blog is Girl in the Pages, so I'll leave a link to that down below if you want to check her out because she does write really amazing blog posts. But she really liked this book, and after she read it, she did a giveaway for it, and I entered it, and I like never win anything, but I won this, which was really exciting. So thank you, Christina. Now I have those Harry Potter books that I was talking about. So they finally finished publishing the hardcover slipcase editions, which I've been just waiting for so long. So we have Harry here on this cover. I'm not sure if you can see him. Actually, all of them have the castle as the end pages, but this one is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is, as you know, the 6th book in the Harry Potter series. So I totally did that out of order because the next one would be this one, which is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is the 5th book in the series. I don't know why I thought that it was the last 2 that came out. So it was the 5th and 6th that came out at the same time, which was interesting. And then the 7th and final one is coming out later this year. So this is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and it's really heavy because it's such a big book. But on this one, it looks like we have Professor Snape. He's got potions near him, which you can actually see better on this cover because it's dark blue. But I just love these ones. I think like the stars and everything on them are so nice, and like they're just so beautifully done. And I love that they come in this slipcase. Like, it just makes me so happy. A lot of people ask me where I get these, because they used to be like right behind me on my bookshelf, but now they're on my Harry Potter bookshelves on the other side of the room. But I ordered these from Book Depository, and to find them, because I know like it can be kind of hard to find things on there, I will just write like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and then filter it so that I'm only seeing hardbacks, and then I have less to look through to get to like what I'm looking for. So you might want to try that if you're looking for these books as well. Then I have a bit of manga to show you. Not too much, but a little bit. So Tokyo Pop actually has been publishing some Disney princess manga, and they published a Beauty and the Beast edition. So there's 2 volumes in here. There's Belle's Tale, and then there's Beast's Tale, and they actually like, it's a little like box set, so they come out of there. So there we go, Belle's and Beast's, and then it also comes with art prints, and if you put them together, the rose fits. So that's adorable. Then I got volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Andrew and I watched this anime on Crunchyroll as it was premiering, and it was so good. Like, we both just fell in love with these characters. So I'm really excited to read the manga. I'm really hoping that there's going to be a second season or something, because there's so much more that they like need to explore. And I feel like it gained enough popularity that it could happen. But they're so good. This is my favorite character, Fafnir. So all of these people are dragons, and they have like human forms, but they're living with this like one human. It's just so good. It's like slice of life, and it's just like weird, but like great. And this is my other favorite character, Kana. I want to cosplay her so badly. And then I also got volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Evergreen. This manga series is only 4 volumes, and I have always thought the covers were kind of cute. So I had been like eyeing them for a while, and then I think they ended up being like on sale on Amazon or something, so I picked them up. I'm not 100% sure what the series is even about, but it just looks cute and short. So those are all of the books that I picked up in May. There's like so many piles of books around me right now because I also just filmed my VEA book haul. So I'm just like drowning in books right now, which is great. So that is all that I have for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you all have also read Echo War and Always and Forever Lara Jean and Lord of Shadows and a lot of the other books that I got. And I will see you guys soon in a new video. Bye!